Hey guys, can you guys hear me? Is the audio working? Can you guys just type in the chat if everything's looking good? Hello, hello. Hey guys, can y'all hear my audio alright? Alright, cool. Alright, then let's get started. Um, so I'm gonna go over my 5 tickers with the charts and kind of go through what I'm seeing on them for setups, and after I will take some of your tickers and we can take a look at them together. Alright, so first off, let's just go dive right into futures. So futures here, we can see um, ES quite extended still. Um, we are approaching this 178.6 extension here at 4360 about, so that might be something to look out for early in the week. If we do hit that, which I do think we do have a decent chance at, um, kind of look for that as a magnet point to see what happens from there. Um, NQs uh, has actually been leading quite well. Um, Tech has been on a grind recently, as anticipated, um, and which is why you'll see in the watch list upcoming that it is pretty tech heavy for this reason, which I do see tech leading the way. And then we have Dow Jones Industrials here, kind of lagging behind the rest, as you can see from the bigger picture. Um, Definitely lagging in the sense of not as extended as the previous 2 charts we've seen, and we've actually been consolidating in this region for a bit in this bull flag, and we're on the verge of breakout here. So this is something to definitely note for these stocks in YM. Um, but yeah, if you don't have any questions about these, we can just dive right into the first ticker here. So Apple. So let's go to a weekly chart. So Apple is something that I am watching right now. Um, if you're in the group, in the Discord group, then you know that we are already in this play for a few months out, expiration. And this is kind of what I'm seeing here. So these red lines here just kind of represent cycles, time cycles, which you can see from these arcs. So we can see here that each time this blue arc kind of ends, we get a new cycle. And you can kind of do different analyses through each cycle, just different time frames. Um, so for here, I just chose these blue ones for my analysis sake. So you can see here each time that we do make that new cycle, we do see quite an acceleration in price. You can see here acceleration, acceleration, same here, and the same here. Um, so this here could be the beginning of quite a big move, which I am anticipating. It's something definitely good to watch. We did catch this one pretty early, which is very good, and looking for continuation into this week as well, just because, like we said, we're expecting tech to really carry the market here. Um, so this is kind of my projection, just with just popular Fibonacci levels here. So, and we can see we are in these trading between these two lines, the red and the green, in consolidation. So we are looking to touch this top eventually. Um, don't worry about like time frame in this sense, as this isn't as exact. It's kind of just a guess. But over 140, the 140 mark, which we're basically closed at. Closed at 139.96. I do believe we did touch 140 for a brief moment. Let's see. Yep, we did. We touched 140 for a brief moment last Friday. So above that, we can see an acceleration this week into the 145 region and maybe a new high. Um, so yeah, Apple looking really, really solid. Um, let's see. Next one here we have is Amazon. Amazon has been consolidating like crazy since last year, really. In the bigger picture here, we can see that this is just a big corrective wave in a sense. It's just very elongated. We can see Amazon's trend is just very, very slow. Um, but the thing that's really important to note here is that the longer something coils like this, the bigger the explosion. So we can see even on a monthly chart here, I'll pull that up. You can see here, when Amazon moves, it definitely moves very quickly. The trend is very strong when it is bullish, um, and when it is sideways, it does carry on for quite a while. So that's kind of what we're seeing here again. So the key here is to really just be patient um, and wait for that confirmation. Don't rush into this play too quickly before that confirmation. So what you really want to look for here is a break over this 35.25, this recent pivot high. We want to break that so that this doesn't confirm as a high, a short-term high point, kind of like these ones here. We want to break this with volume, and when we can see that volume come in on a break of 35.25, we can look for this next move to this 35.50 to 35.54 region, basically testing these fresh highs. This target up here in this $3,700 to $4,000 region, I've had this here for quite a while now in my chart for a few months, and I still do believe that this is valid and still holds true. Um, so we can see if these targets do get realized, and I do fully expect that they will, if we do get that break out that we're anticipating. So yeah, definitely keep this one on watch, especially with tech pushing. So let's look at here, Netflix. So Netflix here, this shaded region, which can be shown in the daily chart a little better, here zoomed in. It's just the daily gap. This gap down, if you're not aware, this was from earnings, the previous earnings. They had negative earnings, so big gap down. But otherwise, we are trading within this gap now, and we are almost fully filling the gap to the upside, which is good news. So now that we have that out of the way, we can see that Netflix here is trying to break out. Why did we pause on Friday here? Where did we reject? We rejected on this major trend line that has been holding Netflix back quite a few times. So we can see one, two, now it's the third touch in this daily gap. So I believe that this is really the final straw for Netflix, where we need to really get past this 540 level to ultimately see these higher targets realized. Netflix has been a really frustrating stock to kind of watch, just because a lot of people have not really been patient with it and have gotten burned. But we can kind of see this as well here. That, let me draw this out, that we do have this bull flag also forming on Netflix. So above 540, I do expect the gap to get filled completely, which will bring us to what, 547-ish. And above that, we get 560, 565, 575 half, and then we can see these new highs potentially. But yeah, the key level really is this 540 level with a break above this resistance trend line with volume. So this is another very attractive setup to look into this week. You can see here also on the oscillator, this MACD, we're looking at a possible crossover here, which we haven't really gotten in a while. So this would be a big factor. One thing that is concerning though is that we do have earnings fairly soon. So let's see, when is it? On the 20th. So in 15 days. So if Netflix cannot break out within the next couple weeks, I would not look to chase this until after earnings, just because stocks are always hectic to play on earnings. So I wouldn't recommend that. So let's see if we can get that breakout prior to earnings, and maybe even our earnings run up. That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, that's Netflix. So now we have Snapchat. So Snapchat here, very, very attractive chart as well. So we have two major trend lines to look for. We have this green support trend line, and we have this red resistance trend line that did actually break out. So initially we did alert a break right here for Snapchat. I believe they were September or October calls, I forget, but they were alerted right here. And ever since then we really have not touched this trend line again. It's just been a very slow, steady grind upwards, which is very nice. It's very healthy as well. Um, so Snapchat, the past year and a half has just been insane. Um, it's just been on a tear. It's kind of mind-boggling to see that only a couple years ago Snapchat was under $5, and now we're in the $68 range. Just kind of shows you how crazy the stock has run recently. So with that in mind though, I do believe that Snapchat does have more room to run. So above this 69.35 pivot right here, I do believe that we can see a $71 region and then a test of this high. And quite frankly, I do believe above this 69 to $7 region, we will see a new all-time high. So this is a very nice one to keep on watch. And the good thing about Snapchat, if you're a new investor or if you have a smaller account size, Snapchat contracts are usually fairly cheap, so you can play pretty reasonable contracts for a fair value. Um, so that's definitely something attractive about Snapchat as well. Um, this isn't on the watch list, but I'm just going to cover it anyways because they kind of go hand in hand for me. Twitter, you can see Twitter has a very similar setup here on this bull flag breakout, falling wedge breakout. So if Snapchat does push up, I do believe that Twitter is going to follow along with it. So these two might be something like a pair of stocks that you want to keep on watch with each other and see how they correlate. You can see very similar charts. But yeah, that is the Snapchat chart. Then lastly, we have Twitter, or not Twitter, sorry, Tesla. So Tesla here is another interesting chart. We have this red and green line. We have the resistance here and support. So Tesla has been consolidating for quite a while now in this triangle, and we did get that break last week. However, we have been ranging quite a bit here. You can see on the daily chart. Let's zoom in here a little bit. So here we are ranging right here. That's what you see, these two smaller lines within the $700 region to the $668 region, so about a $30-40 point range. It is getting tighter here, and you can see there's only maybe a couple days left of consolidation, if that. So we might see some crazy swing price actions on Tesla this week, which is something that I would definitely keep on watch. So if you are a day trader, this would definitely be one of your top watches this week. The previous stocks that I covered, they can be they're more oriented towards swing trades, but this one here is definitely a day trade setup that I would recommend you pay attention to. So to the upside, so right now going into this week, I am actually I have a neutral bias. So Tesla above 700 right here, the $700 level, I will look to go long, and then below the 700, or not below the 700, below right over here, the $669 region, I will look to go short. So I'm going to kind of wait for whichever side hits, and then I'll take a trade based off of that price action. So, which is interesting because above $700, we do have an unfilled gap, daily gap right here. I should actually go back to the daily chart because it'll show you a little easier. Um, yeah, so here, above $700, we do have this unfilled daily gap to the upside, from what, 725 to 733 ish, and then below we do have this unfilled gap, as well, from around 657 to 668 ish. So that's very interesting to me, and to see which side we are going to fill. I do believe for the longer term, or like midterm, we are still going to kind of range in this area, maybe this like 100-point area for a little while, until we do. I'm very bullish Tesla, for the long run. So I do still hold shares and everything, but just for daily, just day trading outlook, would be net. My bias would be very neutral right now. So yeah, that's something to look into. Friday was very disgusting in price action. You can see this. This was absolutely terrible. Like, if you were long here, towards the top, you got destroyed if you didn't get out quick on your stop loss. So, would be very, very careful with Tesla, and you need to stay true to these breakout levels. So 700 and then 669. I would definitely only play Tesla until something like that hits. And definitely pay attention to volume as well, because that's a big key factor when day trading, especially. But yeah, you can see the oscillators here curling down on the daily, weekly also curling down slightly, and we're here on the verge of breakout as well. So this might be something interesting to watch. So the next like 1 to 2 weeks would be quite a important time frame for Tesla to decide which way it wants to go. But yeah, that is kind of all I have for my 5 stocks I'm watching this week, other than the big list that I put out um, in the Discord for my channel. So I can now just take any questions or take tickers that you want to see, and maybe I can give you a picture of that on the chart. So yeah, you guys can type in the chat now. Well, if you guys have any tickers you want to see from me, you guys can type in the chat, and then I'll chart them up for you. Roblox. Okay, let's take a look at Roblox. Alright, so Roblox, you can see I do not trade this one really, but we'll get these levels out. So put this up, just mark out these levels, kind of like that. So that looks good. And then right away we want to mark out some trend lines that we can see. So we have this lower one here, and you can also see this one here, kind of. I wouldn't use that one too much though. But yeah, so here, not the strongest chart I would say. However, one thing that this does look pretty decent would be this cup and handle playing out potentially. So we can see here we have a nice cup formation with the pullback of this handle, and this handle here is right at this golden pocket retracement. So I wouldn't be opposed to taking some bids here in this 84 to 84 half region as a starter position. And if we can hold this level, this does look attractive to the upside to potentially retest this this trend line here. Maybe have a target of around $90. $89 to $90. Um, Otherwise, I would personally just wait and set an alert on this trend line, kind of like this, and wait for this trend line to cross um, with a target of this upside to $94. So that would be how I would play this one. Downside, I wouldn't really look to play downside. I would just look for mini buy positions here at this $83, and then if we get down here to the $79 region, this would be a nice buying place to load up at $79, because you can see as a kind of a support. Let's see. Any concerns about this week's Fed meetings? Not really. I can pull up. Let's go to. Let's see. Let's go here. And then we have 7, 6, 21. So here we can see what we have here. So Monday, obviously nothing. Tuesday, so tomorrow we have market services and ISM service index in the morning. Nothing too crazy. Wednesday, job openings and FOMC minutes. So that might be something to watch for the minutes at 2 p.m. So probably on Wednesday, around this afternoon time, I will not be looking to take any trades, just to kind of let the market settle and digest these minutes. It's kind of annoying because this isn't really new news, but sometimes the market will react to it. Thursday, jobless claims at 8:30 in the morning, consumer credit at 3, and then wholesale inventories on Fridays. Nothing too crazy. So really, I'd be paying attention to Wednesday, 2 p.m. for FOMC minutes, and then Thursday at 8:30 a.m. for the jobless claims to see what's up with that. But other than that, I wouldn't be too worried. You kind of just trade normally as you would, but kind of avoid trading within this time frame. Just to kind of, this is really for day trading especially, or if you have like this week expiration. That's kind of what to be careful about. But if you have like a longer swing or equity plays, I wouldn't be worried at all. Nothing too crazy. Let's see, VACQ. Vector acquisition. Okay, we have a penny stock. Interesting. Okay, let's again put out the levels. I do all my charts the same, regardless if they're penny stocks or not. So we have a lot. On penny stock charts, you're always going to have these major wicks, like this. It's just how these stocks are, the nature of them. I think that looks good. So now let's go to the daily. So yeah, we can see we have a very large amount of wicks in this region above hand. So if we can break, we actually did push back down below. So this was a big rejection. So yeah, here I would definitely look to potentially load if we can break and close above 11.4 on the daily. This is seems to be a very big inflection point, because you can see here this was rejected here, acted as support here until we did break below, and then here again rejected once and then rejected twice, ultimately closing right at this 11.39. So we can see 11.4 is this magnet. So if we can get that daily close above 11.4, you could take a position into this and potentially look for that retest of this 12.28. That would be my target. What is that? That's a 7.5% move. So I would hold and trim along the way to this target here as target 1, and then target 2 right around to this 12.5-ish, and then to 13. That's kind of how I would play VACQ. I honestly know nothing about this stock, so I can't really give you any fundamentals or anything, but this is kind of what I see from a technical standpoint. Otherwise, if 11.4 can't get reclaimed, oh, it's a contender to space. Okay, got you. Um, so if, okay, I'm guessing this was just news then. Or, I'm not sure. But regardless, um, if this cannot break 11.4 and hold it from a technical standpoint, this does not look like a very strong push forward, and this is very bearish. Um, but yeah, stocks like this tend to move like crazy um, based on news, which is why I tend to avoid them, because we can see if we look at space now. Yeah, look at this. News, sell off after the news, more news, sell off after the news. It's very crazy price action. Um, so it's definitely something that I don't. Yeah, because like look at this. This is terrible. I would not want to trade that. But that's kind of what you can expect when you are trading these kind of stocks. So yeah, definitely be careful with VACQ. But yeah, 11.4. Next, we can see Shop. Okay, Shop is a good one. Shopify, I am still watching actually. This here, this gray region, just to interpret, is kind of my buy zone. Because every time we come in this zone, we wick into it and then we push back up. You can see here, we wicked into it and then actually pushed back up, but then we rejected this major trend line and then came back down. So for me, from seeing that, what I'm waiting for is actually a break above this trend line. Once we do get that break, I would be very interested to take a position on Shopify. So that's a good one to mention. See here we are making, I'll turn the screen, we are forming this bull flag. So I'm in no rush. I do believe this is going to be a 5-part correction. We could see, it's either 3 or 5 parts. So A, B, C. So we might see something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then kind of like that. So I'm in no rush to really get into this. If we do break out here and we just go straight for a breakout here, then so be it. Then we just take a position off this break. Just make sure that we find that volume. One thing that's a little tough with Shop is the liquidity. So like let's see. Let's look at Shop contracts. I'd ideally want to play July 16th for these. And yeah, it's not even updated really for most of them. But you can see here, liquidity is pretty terrible. So that's something to keep in mind. Maybe 1500s, but that again, Shop is a very expensive one to play. Let's look at this week's contracts. Yeah, even here, it's very expensive. So I would not recommend this ticker if you don't have a large account. But if you do, then so be it. This is a good setup to look out for. So yeah. Let's see, AMD. Whoops, AMD. Great. So AMD. If we remember from last week, this was on the watch list actually, and we did, I believe it was a hold of $85. Yeah, because last week was around here. Hold of $85. We're going to see a test of this $90 region, and it was pretty crazy, because this actually moved further up. We actually took profits right here, and it just kept going. So it's one of those times where it just kept going. This is where we can put in our next fib lines. So we can see here we're right here at this 78.6 retracement and breaking through. So this is definitely a very solid breakout, especially on the weekly. You can see it's very, very big wick, very strong wick. So from here, I would look to find some resistance in this area. As you can see here, we have a ton of wicks in this $94 to $96 region. So if I were to bet, we're going to see a local top here. So we might see something like this. I don't know where we're gonna pull back to yet, but say we go like that. That's definitely possible, but I wouldn't really expect something like this to keep going, because this does need a pullback. It is in dire need of a pullback. Um, so yeah, be careful if you're not already in a position for chasing up here. And if you do take anything up here long, I would definitely day trade it. Definitely not swing this. This is not a good setup for swinging right now. You definitely missed the boat if you want to swing this. Um, a swing entry might present itself in the future when this pulls back. Oh yeah, more seriously, what about airline stocks? Okay, so airline stocks, let's look at Jets. So if you're not aware, Jets is just the ETF for airlines, essentially. It tracks them very well. You can see this looks like almost every airline chart. um, so this just tracks all of them together. So this here is something I have actually been tracking. So you can see here, we do get these very clean bull flag patterns that play out. Very long, elongated bull flag patterns for airline stocks. So here we are in the midst of this still, very well intact, and I'm pretty sure some airlines have been taking some hits recently. Yeah, they've been taking some hits here, but definitely still intact. Yeah, you can see like this is not looking too good, but Jets is looking okay on the weekly chart. On the daily here, it definitely looks a little uglier, but we are looking to break out of this 8 EMA. You can see here. We did bounce here. This was kind of my projection I had while we're like over here. So we did bounce, and I am looking for a continuation here as long as this low can hold of $24 roughly. I am looking for a retest of this high to run into this trend line here around $26 or 26 and a half. And from there we can see what happens, but I am looking for a run on this stock, these recovery stocks, because they are quite needed. Because we can see that recently that tech, like I've been mentioning, has taken over really, and all of these recovery stocks, like casinos, not really moving, banks, not really moving. See, like Carnival, like entertainment, on a downtrend, and the same with airlines, downtrend right now. So these stocks have definitely taken a turn, and we can see like in contrast like Microsoft, Facebook, Apple, all of these basically opposites. So these two are basically diverging from each other. So it's going to be interesting to see continuations and where we start to see rotations. But from a technical standpoint, Jets still looks decent, and it kind of just looks like it's consolidating in this bull flag. What I'm seeing from a comparison here, we can take this here. So let's do a quick comparison. So we'll look at this here, and that's comparable to this kind of. We can see this pretty similar price action in terms of pattern. And then if we compare this second half to the second half, we can see we kind of go up and then down. We can go up here, test the top, down, test this dotted green, which is happening here. We might chill here for a little bit and kind of play with price action a little more. So we could actually just range here for a little, but we can see what happens after that. We do eventually break through and make those new highs. So that's kind of what I'm predicting here, and that's pretty much how I drew this, just from this previous projection, if that makes sense. But yeah, I know there's a lot on this chart, but I hope that kind of made sense. That's what I'm looking at. Anything else? Any other charts you guys want me to look at? But yeah, I hope all those hope all of that made sense for you guys. But yeah, if there's no more tickers or questions, I guess we can wrap it up around here. Um, so yeah, there's a longer list of stocks that I'm watching and setups in the Discord that I put in my alerts channel, so you can definitely check that out. I covered more than 5 on there. Um, it's just I can't cover all of them, and I can't watch all of them together just because it's just impossible. It's too many. But if there's one that you particularly like, you can definitely keep an eye on that one and track it yourself. I already gave all your levels and everything and what I'm looking for, so hopefully that can help out a bit. But yeah, I hope all this made sense. If you're just coming in now, we're going to wrap up, and yeah, see you guys later. Let's have a green week. All right, thanks guys. Thanks for coming on.